All right, so now we are going to look at a special case solution where both solution sets are less than certain target numbers, but now we're looking at an OR situation, so a disjunction situation where it doesn't need to satisfy both. Our solution set only needs to satisfy one or the other. So let's look at what the difference is here. So once again, we'll just start with quickly solving our inequality. Again, these are skills that you already have, you've already been practicing, and they will apply across the board here. It's still just the same way that you would solve. So I'm going to deal with combining like terms in the variables first. So I'm subtracting 7y because that is the smaller of my two variable sets, and that will give me y minus 13 is less than or equal to -2. So I only have one more step, which is adding that 13 to both sides of my inequality. And I get y is less than or equal to 11. Now I'll deal with my other inequality. 20 plus 4y is less than 2y plus 14. Dealing with the variables first, combining those like terms, subtract the two y's from both sides of my inequality. So I now have 20 plus 4y, 2y, 4y minus 2y is 2y, is less than 14. Next step is only way to zero out this 20 is by subtracting. If I were to add, I would get a larger number, which is not going to be helpful. So now I have 2y is less than or equal to -6, because 14 minus 20 is -6. Divide both sides by 2 to isolate. 2 times y is -6, so what number do I multiply by 2 to get -6? -6 divided by 2 is -3, and so that is our other target solution set. So this time, though, we get to work with OR, so it doesn't need to satisfy both solutions, it just needs to satisfy one or the other. So I got my number line, and -3 is going to be somewhere down here, 11 is going to be somewhere up there, 0 somewhere over here, just to indicate that we have a negative and a positive. So again, okay, we're thinking, how do I graph this? Well, we need to either be less than or equal to 11, or less than or equal to -3. They're both in the same direction. So in this case, less than 11 satisfies both because it's an OR situation. So it doesn't need to satisfy both at the same time. So any number that is less than 11 or less than -3 is going to work. So this time I can use the larger when I'm going less than, and they're both inequalities that are less than, and we have an OR. We're going to use the larger of the two target numbers because we do not need to worry about satisfying both conditions at the same time, only one or the other. So in this case, we have overlapping answers, and our number that includes both, or our value that includes both solutions, will be our solution set for the entire problem.